Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So easy, so easy. These guys are telling us who actually subverted Trump's administration or Trump's leadership in the White House and as his secretaries of different departments. They come under different kind of euphemistic terms to give us a certain narrative, but I won't let that happen, and I will express this the way I see it. Now, remember, if you witness someone slapping someone over the face, you can say, well, the hand slapped the face. But someone else who wants to protect the aggressor could say, no, actually the face smacked the palm. Okay, so this is the face smacked the palm. This is what USA Today is doing here, and I will give you the palm smacked the face. Let me show you. Here, USA Today, and I'm quoting, unprecedented and, quote unquote, stunning number of Trump administration alums oppose his re-election. Now, this article is meant to tell us that so many people, such a stunning and unprecedented number of people who worked in Trump's administration would not vote for him. They disavow him and they warn us against him. They think, oh my God, we, the baboons, will say, hey, he's unelectable because look how many people worked with him. And, they said, this guy is crazy, is a threat to our democracy. My take on this is we now, because they're going to give us the names, we now know who are the ones actually who stabbed in the back Trump. Who actually did not follow Trump's directions? Who are the guys who are against his policies? They were hired. This is part of they call it differently. I call them a marsh. Find a synonym for marsh. But, marsh, I think, doesn't have trees. A swamp has trees, or vice versa. That's how I learned in school when I was a boy. It's a difference between swamp and marsh. And one has trees, the other one doesn't have trees in it. Anyway, so they tell us these names as if these guys tell us, be careful. But those guys, the ones that, how do you call it, sabotaged Trump. Remember, Trump was over there like a CEO. You're a CEO, you hire certain people. Some people you didn't hire. Let's say you're people before you hired, but they don't like you because outside interests want you out from your CEO's ships or ship. Okay? So what they do? They work against you. They don't have to oppose you. They will say, yes, sir, but they don't do what you told them to do, what you discussed and agreed in the meetings. They will not do that. They will say yes, they will not do it. The company is going to go down. You're going to have another meeting. They're going to say yes, going down. And then you got investors and other shareholders who say, what's going on, CEO? You're out. And they will make sure these guys here to trumpet, hey, the CEO is not good. And not that they refuse to follow the agreed tasks. So the same thing was happened to Trump, I think. And here we have these guys who are put forth by USA Today, a U.S. foreign policymaker, together with Wall Street Journal and I think not Washington Post. There's another one. There's at least three, who are the main guys. They say it. These guys are. Anyway, so what's going on? Let me give you the list of these beautiful people who were hired by Trump, fired by Trump, or some of them just, went with the flow. Because Trump, I fire you, I get another garbage is from the same marsh, and he's not going to do it by the time you're and your 4 years, you're out, and you didn't do squat. Let me show you. This is the article, and we have Sarah Matthews was working in the White House on January 6th. Probably you shouldn't have worked in the White House in January 6th. And it says here that in my eyes it was a complete dereliction of duty their election of duty, that he did not uphold his oath of office. Okay, fuck off. I already checked who you are. Your parents are from Michigan. It doesn't really matter. Let's move on. And we have a few guys here who are the guys who sabotaged Trump. Mike Pence, Mark Esper, John Bolton, national security officials. So these guys fed him imbecilities, I guess, and he did not know what they were supposed to do. Move on, this imbecile. This imbecile should be just, I don't know, tarred and feathered and just tossed out of the city. Unbelievable. But hey, Trump hired him. How could you hire something like this? Are you part of the march? Or maybe the people who are around you promote these guys and recommend this guy, and you don't know this guy. Or maybe you know him. That's why I think he did with Bolton, Trump. He let him go over there. He exposed him as an imbecile, and then he fired him. So total humiliation. And the imbecile obviously wants to attack Iran and others. He's just an other people's payroll, I would say. So we have Bolton. We have here a platform for Bolton, obviously. Then we have Linda McMahon, Wilbur Ross, and other remain supportive. You see, there are some others that we are supposed to hate right there. And then you had threat to democracy. No, democracy is like this. Someone comes out and he says, I will do this for you. Vote for me. Well, yeah, I was in prison. This, I did that. They should disqualify that person in people's eyes, in people's heart and morality and ethical, assessment of the guy. But if they vote for this guy, there's democracy right there. This guy saying, no, you should not vote for that guy. He fools you. You're dumbasses. You're baboons. But our electorate is not a baboon. You're just deplorable, remember? A great part of them, or us. So, my friends, this is the threat to democracy. No, you are the threat to democracy. Let that person expose himself if you say he's bad, or you expose himself with facts and evidence. But don't hide the other achievements or hide the garbage of other people who try to run for office. Threat to democracy. You don't own democracy. Democracy just is. We participate in it. How do you participate? I told you the basics. A guy comes and says, I will do this. This is what I am. No, you can talk and engage in debate, right? Exchange of ideas, free exchange of ideas without being afraid you will be attacked. You lose your job and so on, means of subsistence and so on. There's not democracy. That's a threat, right? To what? Democracy. Again, I witnessed tough, okay, blah, blah, blah. Character concerns. Let me be the judge. Let me be the judge. Maybe I like his character. Maybe I don't like. That's why you don't vote or you vote, depending on who you are. Now, if you created a garbage society, you can't harness it anymore. You can't control it anymore. So now you're afraid because you say, hey, this is what we created, but we can't handle it anymore. We can't control it. But that's democracy. But if you create a baboon society and you think you can control all the baboons all the time, no. So, again, Trump is unprincipled, petty, dangerous, and prone to outright fabrications. He didn't start one war in his presidency. That's one of the problems. And then we have Bill Barr, another fuck up, okay? And another one, Cassidy Hutchinson, served as assistant to former Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows. Another one, former defense secretary Jim Mattis, former Trump's national security General H.R. McMaster. All these guys are just spreading these unfounded blah, 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 blah. Former Trump White House Committee Director Stephanie Grisham. Former Director Alicia Farah Griffin. Former Trump White House Special Counsel Ty Cobb. And Trump loyalists. So this is unprecedented concern for those who worked most closely with the president. So don't vote for him, we say. Okay, thank you very much. What will it matter in the election? Yeah, because these baboons, if they're not informed, they will vote again for the orange man, and that's not good. That threatens our democracy. We should not allow this guy to run for office because that would threaten our democracy. So we should bar him. And maybe we should bar the guys from voting against anybody who we don't like, because that's a threat to democracy. It's upside down. So we have a few names of the people who worked, I think, against Trump. And that is the part of the marsh. People, some of them are just bureaucrats. I mean, I think all of them are bureaucrats, except Pence. Pence was elected together with Trump on the same ticket, but Pence was no good. Besides the fact that Pence, I think, it's a very dense guy. Okay, now we don't have to be flexible on certain issues. You stand behind your convictions, but I think he's just sedated or something. Have you seen him when Trump was speaking? Most of the time, he was behind like a hitman, like waiting to. You say now? Yes. That's how I saw Pence each and every time he was sitting behind Trump. So got it? So these guys are supposed to scare us or wake us up. Now, I don't try to say whatsoever that Trump is good, bad, fantastic, evil. But when you see this kind of garbage, I think the dynamics in the White House and in his administrations were such that these guys were already there, and the people that he had to pick from were garbage, were already stained or garbage, people that were unprofessional and simply could not do the job. I will give you one example. Jared Kushner. He was not prepared. He was not ready for the job. But he was appointed. By whom? By Trump. I dislike that. And his wife. What's his name? What's her name? His name, yeah. What's her name? Ivanka Trump. They should not have been around. Now you can say, well, who should you trust? Well, people who prove themselves. You can just get someone who you can trust, but is, I don't want to say an imbecile, but in some cases. I mean, yeah, but that person will be senior Middle East advisor, Kushner. You're senior? In what way? What experience you got? How come you're senior? Was that was his first job and on that position ever? So how in the fuck he's a senior? Senior if you worked some years in that position under that title, you have experience, knowledge. Is senior or like bum. That's why I mean, yeah, Trump made a lot of mistakes like this, but on the other hand, he didn't have people who work with. Why? Well, and besides all those people that now they bash Trump, they agreed to work with him. How many of them quit? How many of these guys quit the job? They say, you know what? And say, this guy is the bad guy, I'm leaving. All of them? 10%? 50%? 75%? No, they liked it. They sat over there, got their money, got their position, got their title, made their little portrait in a home so the family can, brag with their ancestor. And that's done. Done. And now they come and show who they are. Under the, we care for the country and we're going to tell you guys, don't vote for this guy. This orange man bad. Okay? No, I look at it differently. These are part of the guys who stabbed Trump in the back. These are called I don't want to say, yeah, they're traitors towards Trump and maybe traitors to some others, because when you work against your country because you don't like a person, country should be first. You can say, well, that's why they came out to say, because they care for democracy. My friends, we're not baboons. We're not baboons. These guys sabotaged us through Trump. More or less. I'm not trying to be so, oh my God, but here they are, and they're portrayed as somehow moralizers. Why should I believe any of these guys? I know Barr, I know Pence, I know Bolton. These are okay. So it doesn't mean that they cannot be right, but their behavior under Trump, instead of saying I don't want to do this, I'm out. Why is that? Well, anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.